Yo guys, what is going on? Savage here. I've really been loving the positive feedback in the comment section. You guys have been lighting it up. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for the words. And it's awesome to hear that you guys are actually learning from these tips and getting more kills and actually getting more wins from them. It's amazing. But guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, join the Wolf Pack today. We are closing in now on 36,000 subscribers. Also, leave a like on the video. Let's get this video to 500 likes, and make sure you follow me over on Twitch, where I thought it up 5 days a week. Now guys, this video, we are spectating a random gameplay, and we are focusing on 2 points this video. 1, how to move more efficiently through the map and play more aggressive as a player, and 2, circle rotations. Now, I am working on an entire video based on different circles and different ways to rotate and which type of rotation will benefit you, and that video will come later next week. Just something to look forward to. But guys, without further ado, let's dive into this. All right, guys, so here we are spectating another solo gameplay. I'm gonna be giving you guys a lot more solos than anything else. I'm gonna try to upload a duo, trio, and a quad match once a week. But for the other 3 days, we're gonna strictly focus on solos. And the reason being is because I truly believe that spectating one player and teaching you what they're doing wrong and what they're doing right is probably a better way to learn than showing you guys, the entire team aspect and how to officially move as a team. All right, so here we are in a position where he's got $0. He just came back from the gulag. This is the guy that killed me in the gulag, but he's got $0. He's got 1 kill, being me, and that's it. So what do you do from this point, Savage? Savage, I have $0. I don't know what to do. What do I do? Well, from this point forward, if we just look at the map and where he's at, right? You have the entire match ahead of you. Brand new game. The circle hasn't even started closing in yet. You've got all the time in the world. Sitting in a tower, scanning the area, it's going to do nothing for you. Be honest. Remember, wasted time is a bad thing, guys. You want to instantly go for different objectives. Now, notice there was a search objective here I was about to point out. It's now gone, so that means an enemy grabbed it. Now, I always glance at my map. Always. Do I glance at the whole thing? Absolutely not. I always glance at the immediate area. Something like this is kind of what I'll be glancing at from time to time. But I'll make a note of different bounties and different objectives and things like that. All right, guys, you want to pay attention to your map. You always want to keep your eye on the map, guys. Just pull it up for a quick second. Look at all the objectives around you. Look to see if there's anybody close on radar, and then bail out of it. Now, because I do this, I realized that the enemy did take the search objective that was right here, which in my head lets me know that there's an enemy at the building he's ADS'd on. Again, guys, you don't need UAVs in order to find out where players are at. Listen for suppressors, listen for gunshots, watch for moving vehicles, and watch for objectives being taken. All right, but again, going this point forward, Suicide Engine's wasted a lot of time. He's still just broke as hell. He's got $0, and he's still in the looting phase. Remember, guys, if you played Fortnite, if you played PUBG, if you played Blackout, whatever you learned from those games, completely blow it out of your mind. Most BR start off looting phase and then move into mid to late game. There really is no looting phase in this game. You want to land, you want to grab a gun, and then you want to ball out, but that's basically it. You don't really want to loot crate to crate to crate to crate. This is a very huge misconception by new players and even some intermediate players. So what would I do from this point? Well, I was going to do the objective, but we've already covered that. It was been taken. So at this point, I mean, you could do flags. That's always an option, or you can do a bounty. Now, I will not do a bounty if I don't have my loadout stash. I will not do a bounty if I don't have my loadout. It just won't happen. So I'll probably make my way to the flag and start capturing flags. And what do flags do for you? Again, most of you guys will already know this, but a lot of you won't. These flag objectives right here will reveal not this circle, but the next circle. So it will go ahead and give you an early heads up of to where the next circle is going to go. Where that may be, who knows? But once you get the flag, boom, it's on the map. Now you can do the flag up to 6 times, I believe. I'm just shooting out of the air, but I believe it's 6 times from the start of the game all the way to the end of the game. Also, if you do decide to do the flags back to back, multiple flags, remember, every time you do a flag objective or anytime you do any objective, your next objective has a bonus reward. The first time you do it, you get a 20% bonus for your second one. Then you get a 40% bonus. Then you get a 60, and so on and so forth until you're really, really well off with money. Now, look, again, guys, we're still at 2 grand. We're still at Fire Station. How long have we been at Fire Station for? A good 5 minutes, I believe. We've been here for 5 minutes. No objectives, no kills, just looting, right? The reason why I'm showing gameplay like this instead of just high octane, high action gameplay is because a lot of you guys watching right now play like this. Look, nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of players are new to this game, and it took me posting these videos to realize that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys up front. When I started posting how-to videos, I didn't realize how the average player base played. I really didn't. And it's nothing against you guys. This game's hard as hell. A lot of you guys are getting into Call of Duty for the first time. A lot of you guys are getting into gaming for the first time. A lot of you guys are getting into BRs for the first time. So again, it's no hate, no shade, but that's why a lot of you guys are seeing the slow gameplay, because I want to go ahead and give you the tips that you need to break out of the shell. Now, speaking of shells, let's start playing a little more aggressive. Again, people have a misconception on the crates, and maybe it's Activision's fault for copying the Fortnite formula. You know, people in Fortnite, they think in their head, see a crate, loot the crate. But in this game, that's not necessary at all. He's already got a Bison, I believe, and he's got the FAL. He's got two really, really good guns. Also, guys, this right here, if you did not know, and again, I'm going to make these videos from now on assuming that you guys watching have no clue what you're doing, okay? Because, again, some of you viewers, y'all are new. So this right here is called a loadout stash. What this does is it gives you an option to go up to it and to collect one of the loadouts you've made for Warzone. Now, there are a variety of builds out there in Warzone. I definitely recommend checking out some YouTubers. Expel has some great build videos. If you want to check out his channel, I'll link that in the description below. But, you know, watch some people, find out what loadouts might work best for you. A lot of people be like, well, my favorite streamer uses this, but for some reason, I'm just bad with it. Am I just bad, or should I change weapons? What should I do, Savage? Well, I always say, don't ever copy the loadout of your favorite streamer. Kind of use your favorite content creators, you know, loadout as a base point. But if he's using a sniper and you're not a sniper, put the sniper away. If he's using the FAL and you're trying to use the FAL too, but you're bad with it, put the FAL away. Find a gun that works for you. You have so many variety of guns that are OP right now. You have the Kilo, you have the M4, you have the Bruin, you have the Graw, you have the FAL, and that's just the ARs. Let's go into submachine guns. You have the Bison, you have the MP7, you have the MP5, you have the Fennec. And there's a variety of guns you can use in this game to actually solidify the win. Now, again, the reason why I told you guys what the loadout drop does is because this guy right here that we're spectating, I don't really know if he knows what it is. Ooh, which leads me to the next point. If there are multiple loadout drops next to each other, like that guy right there, if you look right here, there's actually two loadout drops. And that one just disappeared because he backed out. Okay. There were two loadout drops. So if you're ever approaching a loadout drop and you see more than one, that means there's another player and or another team nearby. Now look, karma's a bitch, right? Zobucks was baiting the crate, and in return, he got baited too. I love to see it. Now that we're this player right here, of course, I'd be going for the search objective. He's got $9,500. He's already got his loadout. He's rocking the FAL. I'm assuming he's his close range weapon, and I don't know what his long range weapon is. Now, I have seen a huge, massive trend in using a double AR system, which means, you know, both your guns require the same type of ammunition. I, for one, think it's the most ridiculous strat in the world for a beginner player. Guys, a lot of your top streamers, a lot of top players are using this system. But if you're a newer player, avoid using two weapons that require the same ammunition. Why? Because if you start running out of ammo, you're now boned with both weapons. A lot of people have the argument of Savage, the FAL is really good close range and long range, so why not just use that as your secondary and a Grawl or a Bruin as your primary? Well, if your argument was truly valid, which it is, why not just use one gun for all, you know? Why not just have a ghost class with only a FAL for your long range and your close range? So using the same ammo type on both your guns, to me, is a little insane. I'm going to be honest. It's a little crazy. Maybe that's from my past experience with other BRs, because in those games, it definitely was dumb. But again, in my opinion, I think it's a little crazy. All right, so your boys bought another loadout stash. It's not a bad idea to buy a second loadout stash in solos. I don't think I'd ever do it. But if you're truly worried about having ghosts and you're truly worried about being on people's UAVs, I guess it's not a bad idea. Now, he did sacrifice with that the ability to buy self-res and a UAV. However, with this last search objective, he will acquire enough money to be able to buy them all. Oh, no. I thought it was on the other side. I was like, rip. All right, so now he's got $1,600. So no, he's only got enough to buy a self-res, but that's fine. He's on the edge of the circle. Honestly, to buy the selfie, I'd take a little bit of gas damage, break that mask, and go get it. But that's just personal preference. There's another buy station right here. Again, if you know me, if you see my videos, I don't with hospital, period. This building is camper's paradise. So guys, points of interest to avoid if you're a new player. Hospital at all costs, right? Stadium, trust me on this. Avoid stadium at all costs. Why? because it is an open field around the entirety. So if you're going to stadium, if you're leaving stadium, it puts you in a very vulnerable position. Honestly, it's probably the two worst in my opinion. A lot of people hate downtown. I hate downtown too, but downtown's a good learning method. It's a good way to teach yourself how to clear buildings out properly. So I kind of like it from a learning standpoint. All right, unfortunately, I was not paying attention to what he was getting out of the loadout stash, but I'm gonna go ahead and off a whim and say he was getting ghost. All right, fun fact too, if you see bounties on the map, or if you see objectives on the map and you don't know the elevation of the objective, mark it. It'll show you exactly what floor it's on, where you have to go in order to get it. That way it's not just a giant guessing game. So if you're ever searching for an objective and you can't find it, just mark it on the map. It'll pop up. All right, again, look, solos is crazy. If you want to get a lot of kills on solos, you have to move fast. You have to move efficiently. Now, we've only got 36 people left. It's going to be a pretty nice ending. I love endings like this because it's like a mixture of sniping and close range. It's just the perfect end game in my opinion. I really love these circles. Honestly, anything that's not downtown or promenade at the end of the game, I'm in love with. All right, I will say this player Crypt has got a great idea as far as collecting money to buy and utilize different streaks. He's been after money this entire time. He did a search objective. He's doing a bounty. He's on to the efficient method of getting money and utilizing that in order to win the game. Now, because of the UAV, he's got a guy marked right here. Because of the bounty, he knows there's an enemy here. If the enemy's too far away of a bounty, don't worry about it, right? One, he's going to put himself out of position and chase this guy down. I wouldn't do that. Why is he putting himself out of position when he's on the edge of the circle? Because again, when you look at the circle, I always use this river or ravine, whatever you want to call it, to split the circle down the middle and find out what side is the next circle going to shift to. And just based on, you know, my past experience with the game, I'm assuming right here, let's watch this fight. I'm not going to hate on him. This gun has got a little too much recoil for my liking. All right, waste of C4. Of course he's in the building. There's no doubt about that. Oh no, not like this, brother. I believe he's getting shot by another enemy too. I think he's getting shot from the southwest, if I'm not mistaken, because there were 2 hit indicators. It could have been a glitch by the game. Anyway, when you split the circle down the middle, the bounty's actually coming to him. When you split the circle down the middle, this right here is about 70% of the circle is on the left side of the ravine. About 30% on the right side. So again, just going off, you know, basic numbers, I would assume, because this is the majority, that this is where the circle will finish. Again, it's all just an assumption, but that's how I pre-plan my next move in my head. Now, the bounty's doing the same thing. So him and the bounty are actually going to meet up here very, very soon. He's got 30 seconds. That's kind of a crazy push in 30 seconds. Oh, shit. Yo, how does he know where he's at, fam? Just luck, I guess. Damn. Now, I'm not a fan of this method, okay? But I'm gonna give you guys a secret that a lot of people don't know. If you have a bounty on you, or you have the most wanted bounty, as much as I hate to say this, but again, I'm here to give you guys tips, right? This isn't about me. Hop in a vehicle and drive around. I'm not a fan of it. I hate when people run from me with bounties, but again, this isn't about me. If you're a newer player and you're trying to play for the win, if you get a bounty on you for whatever reason, or if you get the most wanted bounty because you want money or get your teammates back, get in a vehicle and just drive. And also when you're driving vehicles, especially with bounties on you, avoid compounds at all costs. I would also recommend taking the vehicles on the edge of the map and just driving back and forth. All right, we're going to talk about this circle, but first we're going to see what happens with this fight. Now, whenever pushing a building, notice how he's heart beating in the middle of the open right now. It's a very, very bad strat, because if the guy's on the roof, which he very well might be, and he looks down on you and you're out in the middle of the street, you know, in the parking lot, just scanning away, he could shoot you in the head. Judging solely based on the heartbeat sensor, I would go ahead and assume that he's on the roof. Why? Because he's not in front of this guy, and the heartbeat sensor says he is. So how do you push buildings like this? Very carefully. Now, we know a couple things. We know, one, the guy we're spectating has ghost on. So regardless of whatever the enemy has in the air, or if he has a heartbeat or not, he's not going to know he's there unless he heard him or saw him, right? Two, we know the enemy didn't see him because it didn't shoot at him. So it's going to be a safe push up top. All right, so you still have the guy on top of the roof. You already fought someone. Now the enemy on the roof definitely knows you're there, right? He definitely knows you're there. So what are you going to do at this point? Definitely not piss off another guy. Hopefully he doesn't get shot in the back from this. All right, you got to remember, there's still a guy on the roof, at least according to that heartbeat. All right, guys, how did he die? So many mistakes I wouldn't have done. So, and I know you're probably like, Savage, it's all cool to talk about it afterwards, but all right, what would I have done? Look, we knew there was a guy right here on the roof. He probably knew you were there because you just got in that fight. We saw the guy right here. I wouldn't have fought that dude at all. I wouldn't have shot at him. One, because with that gun, you're not going to kill him from this point to this point. This right here is cover, right? You're not going to kill him. So I would have gone this way, backed up slowly, watching the roof, but also keeping my eye on this hole in the wall right here, just in case that guy did peek and shoot at me. And I would have slowly made my way to this other enemy before I revealed my position. When he shot at that guy, what he did was let the entire map know where he was at. Remember, if you're on the edge of the circle, only shoot at people you know you're going to kill. That guy right there, again, with that gun, I knew he wasn't going to kill him. All right, this is a perfect example of something else I've been trying to shove down y'all's throats. Look, when you're playing any mode ever, or you're playing any game ever, do not do this. Do not ever play like this. Savage, he's got 7 kills. He's at the end of the game. You're right. But look, when you advance in the KD lobby, when you advance in SBMM, when you start getting teamed up against better players, you will not survive more than 3 seconds walking like that. So go ahead and break yourself out of the bad habit of crouch walking everywhere. Again, crouch walking is not going to do anything for you. Footsteps are already pretty shit in the first place. So the chance of someone hearing you run to them, it's definitely possible depending on their headset, but it's probably going to be slim. Most of these players don't have high-end headsets, so you're probably safe just running normal. 2, what that does when you're crouch walking is it puts you in a perfect position to get headshotted by a sniper. People love the sniper in Warzone. Now look, according to this circle right here, where would you go? This is a great circle, talking about positioning and talking about, you know, how to play. I love this circle. So I would focus on this compound right here. A lot of people would think that's pretty common, but this is going to be a dangerous spot because, again, you're going to have everybody that's on this side of the circle going to this compound. You see one right there. This guy right here just got out around the train area, unless he got shot out. You're going to have at least, I would imagine, 6 people trying to fight for this compound. All right, so notice how he's crouched in the middle of the open. There's a rock right next. There's a rock right there. I can't lock on it. There's a rock right here next to him to his right. He's looking at right now. He needs to get to. Put yourself near cover. If you want to scan the area in the middle of the open, that's fine. But make sure you're next to something hard. Make sure it's a rock. Make sure it's a tree. Make sure it's a wall. Make sure it's a building. Make sure it's a vehicle. Make sure it's something that could provide some type of cover for you. Otherwise, again, you're making the enemy's job real easy getting a headshot. So make sure you're always near cover. I like the fact that he realized he's out in the open and decided to be next to a rock. Am I a fan of the prone? No, don't do this either. Don't do this, guys. Do not do this. Do not do this. When you're prone, you are 100% the most vulnerable you will ever be. I say it for snipers. I say it for players in general. Do not go prone unless you absolutely have to. This is not a moment where you have to. Remember, this is not concealment, period. People can see you crawling through grass. This isn't PUBG. Get it out your head that you can crawl through grass and not be seen. It's not a thing. So we've got 6 enemies left. Again, I'm going to assume there's 1 or 2 guys over here, and you can hear them shooting now, actually. And then the rest of the teams are going to be over here, or the rest of the solos are going to be over here, which is exactly where he was at. There's one guy sitting on the edge of the wall. Let's see what happens with this. I don't know what it is. Guys, y'all got to get out of this habit. You've got to get out of this habit, dude. But Savage, I don't want to run around and get shot. You're right. But remember, when you watch some of the best players play this game, or even some good players play this game, or even intermediate players play this game, what do you notice across the board? They all have good movement, right? When was the last time you saw anybody dropping 100 wins prone crawling or crouch walking? One, when you're doing this, you're not scanning the rest of the map. There are 4 enemies left, and you have no idea about the rest of the map. You're staring at about 10% of the circle right now. You have this entire side you should be peeking at or glancing at, but you're not. So you're tunnel visioned on nothing. Now, there's going to be somebody in here. I would be 100,000% surprised if there wasn't anybody in this compound. Now, also remember, these guys got to push out, right? So he's going to have somebody pop out on his right side. If he's just ADS and focused on one way, he's going to get shot from the left or get shot from the right. I would rather have better movement and working this compound and getting some kills quickly than laying prone and waiting for everybody else to do it. Mostly because, one, that's not a good way to practice. Laying here waiting for people to kill themselves off isn't a good idea. However, on the flip side of that, I do say, whenever it comes in game, slow down your gameplay. So when I say slow down your gameplay, I don't mean go prone, right? I don't mean hide. You want to slow down your gameplay. Work the corners a little bit, check the edges, make sure no one's on the... Oh shit, this guy right under him. What lobby am I in? Oh, you hate to see it. Oh, you hate to see it. He looks right at him twice. No. No. I don't think we're gonna be able to spectate the rest of the game. Rip. I'm trying, guys. Activision's taking their sweet ass time. Come on, spectate, man. GG's. Guys, I know that wasn't the most exciting gameplay, but the whole purpose of the series isn't to show you guys some banger videos of people dropping 30 and 40 kills. Again, I don't believe that's the best way to teach people. I just don't. But showing people how good you are is definitely not a way to teach people. Watching players' mistakes, whether they're my own mistakes or other people's mistakes or viewers' mistakes, whoever it may be, watching mistakes is the best way to learn. I'm a firm believer in that. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, join the Wolf Pack today, leave a like on the videos, get this video back to 500 likes, man. And until next time, boys, good luck in Warzone. Yo, what's going on, guys? Savage here. Look, again, I'm having a blast making this series. If you guys have any questions or concerns or accusations, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out some of my latest tips and tricks videos. But guys, y'all have a good one, and until next time.